This wake up our crowd here, so we're gonna do some, I've been doing this type of presentations, and usually I work with youth to kind of keep them lively and active. So if you can hear me, clap twice. That was kind of all together. If you can hear me, clap twice. Okay, now that's up. Okay, so 2 down is when you hit on your table in front of you. So give me 2 down. Ready, set, go. All right, that's 2 down. Use both your hands. Make some noise. Ready, set, go. All right, so 2 down and then 1 up. Ready, go. Oh. All right, we'll give another chance after that. All right, here's our panel. We'll turn it over to our panel.
All right, thank you. We're gonna give a little history on why Utah swing cliche. And we got a brother from Southwest that's joining us today. We just give them a heads up, I guess. You're all familiar. No, with who you are as Indigenous peoples. And we know the current system is not working. Apparently, the recidivism is high, the behavior health management here around here in South Dakota is full of us. The homeless shelters, the domestic violence, women's shelter, the emergency room visits, crisis center, probably 95% of. So apparently the system is not working. The addiction treatment centers continues over and over. Some people go to treatment 8, 10 times. Why is that? But society, mainstream society is making a lot of money. They bill for everything, bill for a 10-minute phone call to come, bill for an assessment, bill for talking to. So I know us planning services here that we know are effective. So, and we've been doing it for not free, but out the goodness of our heart, because we know our own need to understand who they are. So we decided to get some contracts from the federal probation, state probation, state programs, and to see how that works. We're not seeking accreditation yet, because we don't want to be asking permission and approval to be doing things that we know are effective. So we are providing this our way. Now, the first ceremony that we have, we take event, it's called a OLO, spiritual assessment. We take them into the and from there, it is a traditional healer, Mr. Tyon, there lets us know how to work with this individual, what is going on, and they don't know, we don't know, but Rick lets us know how to continue the group therapy from there. The individual sessions. Like this is no other non-Indians have this way. We have had this, we've been doing this for thousands of years, like I repeated. So we do that, then we go on to a whole hockey thing. The doctor, to help start that process. And help them understand what's going on. Better bring them into our individual, gosh, you two later, do this in the group, work on these issues that are holding our own back. Like I mentioned earlier, really intense, to dig deep and to address what's making you, they don't know, so it's also overwhelming that it's making them drug and drink alcohol to overcome these feelings. But this bullpucky thing helps. Then we go on to number 8, children. Bring in your spirit back. Your trauma, your spirit lost. Don't abuse. Don't with these overwhelming feelings. Now I don't know why. So we'll help them with that. Then we'll appeal the doctrine, the whole body, mind, logic. Then naming, your name, quote the name, treasure, to help them understand that is who they are. And a will to give thanks for everything that was given to us. This is a program, our way of doing what we need to do to help our understand who they are. And it seems to be more effective with the island system. Because this is ours. So I think due time here, our plan is to get our residential treatment plant, our own detox, our own crisis center, our own everything, because it's needed around it. Are hurting out there. Citizens in the state penitentiaries too high. And everything and all the programs I mentioned, the citizens very high. And it's not because they're getting drugged, because of the trauma they are suffering. We cannot deal with these things that are overwhelming going on inside their head. They have to use. This is what we address in a spiritual, cultural way. And to me, Kashi, Jie, very, very good at what they do. And I'm just here to tell you what I'm telling you. They do the work. And it helps. Not only we work with that individual that's referred, we have a lot of walk-ins. A lot of people coming on their own. We work with them and their family, whether it be newborn, grandma and grandpa, the whole family to get involved and help them with resources that the programs helping us here. Transportation, rental assistance, food packaging, clothing. We all work together and help that individual. But we're in 5 middle schools here in Rapid City. So our mentors are really busy because they not only work with that student, they work with their families too. We help in any way we can here. Community events here, have a good space here. So we have a power achieving every Friday night for the youth. And our drug group here, Tushka, Jeremiah heads that up. They have hat games for the youth and adults, which is very helpful in understanding who we are. It's fun, we have a meal, have fun. Good way to spend a Friday night. can't think of right now. But, we do it our way, because that's who we are. We're dealing with slowly. They're understanding why. Understanding what had happened. They're getting it out. So I'd like to introduce some of them mentors that are very, very helpful. Some of them are here from 8 to 9 at night, 7 to 6 days a week. And this is what makes it happen. Right here, I have 2 meetings, Verlyn, OLO, Ramona, our IT, the Bill Knight, 2 female mentors, who they're Tyon went up to Cedar. And then some Martin, who's our operations manager over there. Cedar Good House. Like people. Got lit out the work, or get paid for another program, they're here every day, helping us. The kitchen and everything we do here. Board members, there's Dr. Valerie Big Eagle, the chairman of our board. Very helpful, Dr. Tracy and Sazu. There is wife Amy Sazu, they're very helpful. It's all part of the community. We'll go back to give back to Carrie Middleton, who is a culinary engineer. He had something side, there's a lot there. Jeremiah Marino over here, he's a teacher at City Central. He's very helpful for them. Very helpful for us. This is Lynn Cooney, who's a board member, also. Her husband, Kyle, we're both board members, very helpful. With the education and the cultural perspective they have. We're here to help in any way. I think you guys want to refer somebody. Website, you can refer right from our website, we have in there. We use 5, we use 6, 7 treatment programs. 2 Phoenix, Arizona area, for 45 to 60 days, that we provided a continuum of care if they return here. We use the Great Plains ones. Residential programs, return mom, assisted, Winnebago, they would provide the continuing care which they return. It's gonna give me a heads up about what I do for the Kokichi. That's its name and ceremony. And like I said earlier, we're all ceremonial failure. So we all have a lot of respect for that way, which has brought us a long way here. Turn over to my Julie here.
What I do here, I want to do a little bit of it. Can you all stand up? Again. And can I get Mushka Cedar from here? Now, I want you guys to close your eyes. Just picture yourself. Maybe you're a person that was never acknowledged by yourself, by your family. or by not anybody. But today you're gonna acknowledge yourself. Then you're gonna say to yourself, I am somebody. I matter. I am precious. I am smart. And keep repeating those. And I'm gonna have Pushkai here sing a ceremony song. And stand proud. Own yourself. And if you're not full, you understand, remember this song. And those of you that don't understand, listen to the melody. Remember the melody and how it made you feel. It made you emotional. Might have made you kind of shaky. Might have made you take a deep breath. But that spirit within yourself is there. It's trying to come out, or it is out. And if you're standing tall and holding yourself and saying, I am somebody, Matue, you know, I am somebody, and we are. And this is just part of what we do in the ceremony, in our sessions. I don't want to call them treatments. Because when we use the word treatment, it's a Western concept where you are given a pill to make you feel happy, to make you feel normal, to make you feel, you know, part of something. So here we believe in self-healing. So we do presentations as to how to discover yourself, including, you know, we can't deny the fact that a lot of us are, I am, you know, I was raised white. I was raised in a boarding school. I was raised without my language. I was raised without the teachings, the Lakota teachings that I matter, that my relatives matter. Wa'ushiwa, wa'ushi, umagwa, ya'ukte, you know? Have pity, have compassion with your relatives and live with them in a good way. But in the Western concept, you know, we're divided. They divided us. And so I still have that thinking. So I have to have support. And people like Marsha here, she does that for me in group. She does that for me out here in the community. When I see her, she talks the language. Or she throws out a prayer. And then, hey, you harmony it, you know, walk with that, or walk with the prayer. So, you know, that's what we try to teach in our sessions, our local way. But it doesn't matter what tribe you come from. You have your ways. Your spirit is within you to reach out and learn your ways. And some people say, well, we lost everything. No, you haven't. You know, you got your spirit. And whether you're receiving teachings from the Lakotas, Dakotas, Nakotas, Dene, you know, that spirit is within you, wanting to live. And there is a difference. If we have been childhood trauma, we're just in a survival mode. We settle for less. We live on the edge. You know, we tolerate a lot of things that we don't have to. And when we get into our tribal ways, we learn how to live. And we appreciate each other. We love each other. We shake hands with each other. We acknowledge each other. We acknowledge our relatives here. You know, if you're my brother, my younger brother, I would say Misukala. Older brother, Tilo. my nephew here is Toshka. All we acknowledge each other by our relationship terms. And it works. I see the difference. When people walk in through that door, you know, you look at the age and say, for me, it would be, you're welcome to come in. Thank you for Pilau Yabe Yahia. So Kakoja, you're welcome, granddaughter or grandson, for coming and seeing us. Because everybody that walks through that door brings in knowledge. And that's what we try to teach in our sessions, is to interconnect and not be divided. You know, we say we're dependent, and then we get sober and we become independent. But those are two extremes. The middle part is learning how to be interdependent, where we have that connection. So we can respect each other, honor each other. But when we're, you know, those of us that grew up in the boarding schools or in the schools even today, you know, it's being taught to our grandkids, our nieces, our nephews, that division. So anyway, you know, we have to, in order to give something also is to heal yourself. You know, we can't give away what you don't have. I was taught that early in my living experience, you know. And like I said this morning, when I stepped into that arena of wanting to live a different life, I didn't know anything. And I really appreciate the sponsors, the mentors that have that gosh love put in my life, because they taught me a lot of things. And one of them was, you know, you lived 30 years and you mastered this. Back then, you know, the word dysfunction was used a lot. So she said, you learn how to live dysfunctionally. So why not make it your goal for the next 30 years to live differently? But you don't know how, so you got to educate yourself. So I had to seek out help, and that was hard. You know, when you're an alcoholic, you think you know it all. You know, somebody tries to tell you something, I don't know. Everybody's favorite words, I don't. But no, we have to be open-minded and then being honest. Where did that come from? Don't be naive. You know, I came from an alcoholic. Because every year a child was taken from a parent. So in order to survive that grief, they took up the vow, the whatever it was that was available to them. So that's how they survived. So I had to look at my history, and boy, that's a painful journey, really painful. Because you gotta look at something and admit that it did happen. You know, we're so used to covering things up. And this good friend of mine, she said, you're a secret of their secrets. I thought, oh. So I had to look at my secrets, and that's hard. So this journey that we're on, you know, it takes a lot of courage. And this is where we need each other. We need support. And to be there and to be there for each other and not be judgmental. And you know, when somebody shares a problem, a lot of us in our own ways kind of walk away from it and say that didn't happen to me. But there's a lot of things that happen when you're in that trauma. And when we have these sessions, some of them don't even know they come from trauma. And they don't even know what trauma is. So we have to reveal that. And sometimes we have to share our own stories. And there's something just kind of popped in my mind. Yeah, I don't want to shame you or anything, but can Roy and Tony stand up? And if any other relative that has been part of our healing sessions? If you want to know what worked for them that didn't work for before, these two have been through our healing sessions. And they have the knowledge and they can share with you what it was that worked for them that didn't work before. So thank you, I honor you and thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for being part of it. So anyway, in our sessions, that's what we do. So if you have any questions, we're open to questions and comments. Thank you. This is my demo.
Medallia opera tanto Tyon, grazie sulla opera Lucia. Good morning. My Lakota name is Paoya Watoni, and my English name is Ramona Whitefoot. And I've come a long way through healing, on the healing journey for Aya Luta, on my own. I went to the universe. The school I went to was the universe of the University of the Universe. And I learned that one of the things that I learned was that he was to adopt a blues line with each other. You have to decolonize what you were taught. And you have to learn how to depend on your ancestors. And I moved out, I'm real humbled to work here because we utilize the spiritual powers that are there. And so there, whenever you do things like that, you have to be okay with yourself. And that means ultra money. Yeah, that you're going to walk with honesty. You're going to walk with integrity. Because you can't lie to the powers of the universe who you work with. And so it's real humbling experience to be a part of this movement. And also you have to know your language. La Colia Pikilena on spell technique that we're going to teach ourselves. Because each one of you have a navi, a spirit. And that spirit tells you when something's wrong. How many of you ever get a gut feeling that something's wrong? That's your navi that's talking to you. So we need to start to hone that skill and listen to that. So I just want to say Wokila Tanka to all of you who came, and I'm real honored to be here today, to be able to express what little I know to all of you. And that one of the things that we work upon is our Wokila. Wokila Luha Hunter Nashmikoka Daku Mikoteshi. Whenever you have your belief in who you are as a Lakota, Dakota, Nakota, or other tribes, in front of you, there's nothing that is difficult. And we were all taught some things that keep us within ourselves. We are all taught a way that is a challenge for us to go around it, go beyond, above it, under it. And what is one of those challenges? That the Washington way is the only way. That these churches are the only way. And I'm not, more power to them. That's their way of life. But as my quota, God quota, non quota, we were given our own way. For Ayaluta, sacred, bed, directed. So anyway, thank you for listening to me, and guys all drive carefully out there. I thought I was gonna be slipping and sliding this last month. So what is it, starting with that bad? So without your being, all the other I teach you, without curiosity.
They were honored to have some visitors from the Southwest. Mr. Ray Dow, he came last year and he was decided to come back this year. So he was director of a similar program in Gallup, New Mexico for about 25 years. And he brought his hola here. So we're gonna have him give us a few words of encouragement.
Good afternoon. My name is Robert Gay. I am Navajo. My first client is near water people. My second client is in Cornport. It's the Edge Water People. Otto, my chase, my mature grandfathers are the town. My paternal is the registered money into water. I am from Crystal. This was a surprise, but thank you very much that I was surprised to come up here and be part of this panel. My background is really cultural resources, but that's not here. That's not why I'm here. This is my first time coming to this country. And then here in South Dakota, I've never been to South Dakota. But it's a very, very beautiful country. Just to give you my personal background, I have 5 children. I have a wife, 5 of my children. We adopted 3 of them. And the 3 that they all have their separate plans, however, they're ours. So there were kids that were left behind in the hospital, or left in I guess an orphanage. So my mom and my wife said, you know, can we talk? I said, sure, bring them in. So that's how I have 5 children. We have 5 children. But on the help on this side is, I really grew up I actually went to foster home. I was Mormon for about 8 years. Wasn't a very good Mormon. But my father was really traditional. And he taught me a lot of things. And then from there, I would 3 months out of a year, I would come home, and I grew up in a single parent home. My mom drank too much, and my dad told him to leave, her to leave, so she left. She got remarried, and then my father raised us, and I come from a large family, it's 19 years. So, but a lot of that stuff, I kind of shaped me. Now today, with that, I kind of started following ceremonies. But there's one ceremony that I learned, it took me 10 years to learn, and I learned it from my older clan brother. His name is Tyon. And that ceremony is called acknowledgement. It's called the enemy word ceremony. So I do that now. I've been performing that ceremony for going on 9 years now. But my mentor, Nota, he passed 7, 9, 10 years ago. He gave me some of his ceremony material. So today I do a lot of what we call blacking. A lot of the blacking has to be with the ceremonies, really to get rid of ghosts. Ghosts is that trauma that applies. Like a lot of it's for veterans, but a lot of it's for kids that looked at or experienced death somehow, grief and stuff like that. Not only for that are ghosts from Navajo ones or non-Navajo ghosts. So that's what I've been doing for the last 8, 9 years. But when I was listening here today, I really, really enjoyed what you guys were talking about. A lot of the people that come see me are young children. Their parents bring them, or they come by themselves. And I always say to them, and I always say that your eyes will never turn blue. You will always be Navajo first, to them that you're going to be that. The thing that I like and I hear about this is that There's nowhere, and I used to work in behavioral health for about 4 years. There's nowhere in the system, even in IHS, not even now in the nation, anywhere that matches traditional healing. A young Native American and young Lakota or anybody can come into a traditional healer and say, I need help. You don't have to fill out paperwork, you don't have to do anything. You can come in and then ask for help. The things that I really like what you guys expressed, the way you guys have developed this program, is that we're never alone. Native peoples are never alone. We're part of the earth, we're part of the universe. There are mothers, there are fathers, there are brothers and sisters. So I always say that to young children, or even older Navajos that are older. You will never be alone. You're never alone. You walk on Mother Earth, you between Father Sky, and all those nature things are your brothers and sisters. This is very, very vital. And I think the program that Mr. Tyon talked about is probably one of the most powerful things that will help. What you guys, even though you're not Navajo, or not even Native American, and Navajo, we call it, it's not a class A to net, meaning it's not, they're 5 finger people, but they may not be Navajo, but it's not class A, they're the Navajo, but they're just separate, they come from different places, but they're our relatives, the relationships, our relations to you guys. People in South Dakota and various parts of the country. It's very important, I think, and Gene, thank you for inviting me up here. And I really enjoyed this. I learned a lot. And my father always says, excuse me. He passed 20 years ago. So he always used to say, you're not, at some point, you're not doing this for yourself. You're doing it for your children, grandchildren, and great grandchildren. And now we've always planned 7 generations down the road. Always. This is where your family and our family and our Native people are going to be in 7 generations. That's what we planned. He always said that. And it's very, very important. Because believe it or not, 7 generations back then, my mind was probably in the 70s. My father's pretty old, 105. So it's really one of those things I really enjoy. And I, at least from my perspective, and I tell my family, it's my wife and my kids, I'm doing it not just for me. I have nothing to do with it. I'm doing it for you, my kids, my grandchildren, my great grandchildren. That's what we're looking at. And if you keep at it, the way traditional healing, even though I perform it, I don't know how to explain how that works. Somebody just talked about spirituality. We're children of the holy people, and the holy people are the ones that heal us. It's not my job to say this is how to heal. My job is to take care of that soul and to pass it on. Thank you very much. And I pray every day. Not only that, but all. Excuse me. Because of my children. Because the way it came about. makes me emotional. I always pray that our David children and our people will survive the next 7 generations. Thank you.
And that was one of the teachings that Rick taught us at Fairview this past fall. At one time, he gave a date too, there was 20,000 of us that gathered there at Fairview. And they planned for the next seven generations, next 7 years. So this is a time of the year for as us as modern day to start planning for our organizations. You know, so we with that teaching, we utilize that strategic planning session in our organization. And it was very helpful. This time of the year, the energy is for that. So your organization, maybe you could take note of that. Because at that time of the year, it's meant for that. And we're going to have another teaching in a few weeks here on December 21st. And interview our local here, our young men and our programs in Boca, Nashasha, which we use in our ceremonial chanupas. We're going to come back and have a good session over here with making it. It's our ceremonial tobaccos. If you're available, have the city come and reconnect, refresh, learn, acknowledge how we do this. We use this in our tobacco offerings. Right now, we use tobacco. From that point on, we use chasha. So our way. Any questions from anybody? Please speak your mind or head out.
Questions or comments, if there's anybody that inspired to share any good words, you're welcome to, or say words of thank you. Anybody want to express themselves? Questions, comments, concerns?
Shakti. Speak up back there. Anybody, mama, man. All right. So we'll be aware, he's our part of our mentor really too. So he's kind of all around and carpenter. Does this and that. So very helpful. He wasn't here earlier.
Oh, my name's Robert. Redness, enrolled and member of the World Food Company. This morning, all the presenters, all of the wisdom, knowledge. And I know they're going to have still today. All want to learn and mature. The good what we like to do. And I'm happy that I can speak a different language. English, if I learn I'll find things like very good. And so my people. Or anyway, our people struggle because of the stop of energy that was taken away by the U.S. government. And it was left us in chaos today. Because there's none of our teaching, most of it went to concept. That they're talking. Nothing, we're struggling. I like what Verlyn has to say. Maybe on the government, the police. It's gonna look at it, look at this list, the flag. Today, I see that. Our own people, nobody's doing nothing about it. One of the people, we need a lot of organizations like this. How do we learn a Western concept? That's all we know. The language needs to come back. Not just the surface words, ego. All of the surface words. We need to teach the meaning into the root, what they are, each language. The younger generation is coming up. I know we're trying to say this, but, people don't have that, spiritual awareness, the spiritual awareness, which I didn't have. They have nothing to begin with. Now, I came to work with, I have to work. They asked me what I heard of the theme, and I said nothing. The big deal for me, okay? So, the spirit of dinner gave me just water, spiritual awareness. So, we got to get to who I want to learn our work. So, we have to work hard, struggle, turn, we're into what I am today. Work hard, sacrifice. Every life, but our people, we can't turn them around. They're hard enough for them. They're scared. Or we should pray for them. But this younger generation have a chance. Teach them who they are. That's human being. I always say, when I'm big, part of creation, when you come into this world, to become your spirit. Your spirit needed a body, mind, a heart, emotions, so it can talk. This is true. For now, I was saying, your spirits were talking, our spirits are actually talking. And in Hebrew, we have this conscious awareness right now. To get to the one conscious level, it becomes spirit and soul. Who we are. Now, we need to teach the little ones. I'm happy that all these organizations are starting up, networking, you know. Like, organizations, you know, they went to the council, they put you down, you're alcoholic, you're no, you're free. Lord, it's good. I said, well, later in life. What are you doing? Man. From this part of life. God is helping me.
Appreciate that. Anybody else? You say anything? I hear stomachs grumbling over here. You want to say something? You're getting a lot of education. It's true, all about saying, all that stuff. And how much change it made. That reminds me now, where people, you know, we have all this system, only not. We don't know that. Right? And then we come over along with the way, a lot of changes. And we need to do more. We need to put them better laws. Action laws. I think that's what we do. And work together. You gotta teach them about stand up or the right people. You gotta. Before I went to personal, big alcohol. I drank what else. You know, all we got all about a lot of fight. When I was younger, I was thinking I wanted to be white, but I was like that. My crazy. The one goal, wait to know how many changes and all these. Then one night, right? And there's also involved. Not in my time, I don't. From there, that's what we're doing. Then I ended up with prison, and then, I was a problem to the white man. And then the people, we just don't have the great line. And laws. Ended up, you guys, something about the white man's law is that it's about punishment. About harvest, they want us out of the way, they want us to go to this water. Somehow we made laws and then when we get out, it changes. But anyway, with this program, I realized it's about hating. Looking at I try to move the world, move the white people, and all this there. Yeah, without space, but we were trying to make it legal. Come here. Other direction. be alive. Having other people. You know, that was one of those, they're not. Oh, you know, instead of, we got to do this. I don't know that it's. I don't know. I don't know how to do it. Here's that is. Mine. What he said, which output. I don't know. I wish I could do it. We don't. But the thing is that I have to do this model with all the things that we're in this. All the things that are in my. Appreciate your good words. Is there anybody else like to share questions? All right.
Oh, my name is Warren Piasco. I'm not photo on the whole thing with long way stuff. Good brother of mine, G over there, helped me get my bike. Sent to Arizona with my other brothers over there. Then brothers that were over there took me in with open arms. Reading 500 about so I can say that I'm part of this. What we got going here. This is just a sample. But when I walk through the door, I see a person, I was made by a person. The way it should be. It's throwing some money or and paperwork that people would stole on their tank. I don't know how to get it. So, I say a lot, and so a lot of people, and a lot of other things like we want to talk about it, like that. So for me, I gave my that I've been through experience. I've been here for 15 years. My first car was 18 years old. I had no felonies, no prior. They used my juvenile because people were from Crown. Instead of helping me with my addiction, there was people beside me that got probation because they were of that. Man, it's tough. It's tough being who you are. And it's tough when you're being kicked down by your own people. Or you're drunk, you're an addict. You can't be around us. So for me, I want to see, and I believe the only way to move forward is unity. You have to lift each other up. And that's what G did to me. He didn't look at me and my tattoo. I can dress everything, but deep inside I was broke. I don't know where it's going. And he sees something different just by the way I talk. And it took that personal communication. When he used that. So I appreciate a lot of stuff that these people here do on those there. That now location, that in Arizona, gave my treatment, they took me in because stuff that they taught me in their fault. I see a lot of people I haven't seen her before, so I decided I had to speak because Rapid City is bad. And it's all not gonna get any better, and I just heard about the kids and all that stuff, that generation. That 9 kids is something. I'm working on things, I'm working, and I'm working, so I'm here, I'm pretty much feeling my body is working, and making all these type of money about it now. So there's gotta be programs, people that are here with the programs, start teaching the youth how to work. That we need help to get the guys that do the dollars and keep our money to stay on our own business. Look around here, right, see how many business owners you see that they sure like taking our money, they sure don't want to take it back. That we was roll. And I'm tired of being rolled, so I'm tired of living that way. So I like what Gene has going here, and maybe some things that I say don't make sense to me. But what I know moving forward is that we can't. So if you see 2 trucks, and you got a book in the middle, you see how. Maybe one go this way, one go this way, and that's why I see a lot of people going they're going this way, this way, this way. They're all trying to go in one direction. But the wrong way. All this money for people, to help people, not assuming all these organizations are moving one, that's moving in the right direction. Everybody falls on every stuff on. And that's what they are. Is that channel? I want to see us educated, moving on in the ranks. Because you have that education. I say this all the time, man, and this, I speak from my heart, but I'm very, I've lived my Mexican life my whole life. I'm half Mexican, I'm half OLO. That Mexican side was between here and Texas, on the road. And I say that because I've already did my time for that. Already did my years. So now I'm living. My dad got hurt in plantation before drugs, and now I live with my mom and her son. So I do whatever I can for help people. And the only thing I got is my voice. So sometimes it takes one person, and that's all it takes. Wow, it's one voice, and I see many voices there. I see a lot of people here. That is good for the community, that is good for children. You don't have no children for the next 7 generations, what do we have? We're not going to be integrated. We're already going to go everywhere else. So I think near future, they're going to come up to us, we're going to have stuff because we're not going to have all the way forward. We have to come to the hard way, and the new might be we all the old way. Well, I just want to share the much law. I apologize, I just want to like, I don't really talk on it.
Thank you. It'll be very helpful for our program. Like I said, it kind of helps in every way. I think the food's ready over there. Somebody bring a spirit plate, Vanessa, King, somebody over there to pray and have a meal. But like Lucy said, if we can all really unite. We have a monthly meeting here of all the Native American community organizations. And we invited 40 of them. There's 40 to come, maybe more. But 15, about 15 showed up, 15 organizations. That's good. It's a good start, you know. And we had a monthly meeting going with South Dakota Urban Indian Health in Sioux Falls. So we're going to continue that and to help each other out to help our. And if any organizations in between here and there, we can all have a monthly meeting to discuss what is best for our own. You know, like we all know, you know, We don't need approval or permission from state and federal. We did that long ago. Do this our way. Because we know it's most effective. Creating a program or organization, society for our own. If, okay, we've got, right. Minutes. And we said it about 20 minutes before lunch, then, so. Any, audience, appreciate it if you give us feedback, something you wanna. There's Springer here. Got a Hakashi here.
And I'm really thankful for programs like this. I currently run consistently long term domestic violence and sexual assault programs. In assistance, South Dakota. But I'm also a licensed foster care parent. I've been with foster care parent for almost 20 years now. And I've taken in a lot of children in this service area and throughout North Dakota and South Dakota. And every child that we have, I've even taken in non-native children. And I've also been really opened my eyes to see how fast the non-native kids adapt to our culture and how we operate, and how we live our everyday life in our culture, our traditions, our songs, our every day waking up that way. And I see the impact of those children, you know, and really opened my eyes to see what they're doing to our children in the foster care system. And I'll give you an example here. You know, the foster care is getting, you may not know that you guys maybe not work, it doesn't work in the field, but sorry, they're being adopted out within a year, and if that child is only in a foster home, they can backdate that six months, and it can go into the foster case. And we had a set of twins that were born up here in Rapid City, and we had given them Indian names, and Monina. And they had to do a DNA test. They mixed them up. They mixed their names up. And there's a birthmark in between their hand here, and then it was determined which one was which. And those set of twins were adopted out. And I did everything that I could to get her into our care, but they're not here in the rest of the state. So some of the things when we get them from home visits, they knew everything about that Bible. Not trying to say anything negative about the Bible or Catholic ways or Christianity. It's just, it was heartbreaking to see that they didn't know our culture. They didn't know who we are. Because every woman and client that I get, man and woman, the very first thing that we go into, it's not just domestic violence. It's not just drugs and alcohol. It's self-identity, knowing where they came from. And I just wanted to say thank you for inviting our program to come over and participate.
Thank you. Appreciate the words. Anybody else would like to step up and
share some words of encouragement from your perspective. It's always good to, there you go, sister, all right, who's coming up here?
I feel like I got guilty to talk to. Hi, everybody, my name is Shar Green, I live in Sioux Falls, I lived there most of my life, but I'm originally from Montana, Fort Peck, Assiniboine and Sioux tribes. I'm a grant project manager and I oversee one of our grants that, focuses on mat services, and we're in the process of building a peer recovery coach programming. So we come out here a lot and meet with Gene, and super thankful for that, relationship and collaboration between our organizations. Living in a place like Sioux Falls, it's so fast paced and moving, and I think, you know, it pulls us away a lot of, from the core of who we are as Native people. So coming to events like this, kind of, I feel like recenters us, being out here in the Black Hills, and people joke like, "Oh, we go down, right?" And all this, but, you know, for us, it's more than that. It's, you know, being with our relatives, and reconnecting to who we are is always good. And, you know, bringing back little pieces, you know, like we know as Native people what works. And working at Urban, we didn't always see that in the organization. Culture wasn't always the focus of the organization, but it's getting back to that place, and it's a priority for our organization. So it's really good to see that. So thank you for inviting us to be here.
You appreciate those words. Sometimes they say there's a stigma to that medicated assisted treatment, and we're breaking through that stigma because it's possible for people to sober up, our brothers and sisters to sober up through medication, that medicine, whether it be I don't know what types they use, but you know, for heroin or meth addicts, that possibility to sober up through mat is a blessing, and we need to open our hearts and our minds up to that, to have the opportunity for some of those heroin addicts and meth addicts to sober up by using that medication. So I appreciate you guys coming over and sharing that.
We're gonna create a new one, ceremony and assisted treatment. I think it's. Okay, hold on. We got some versions.
The one of the things that the thing that I really enjoy is when you guys talk about that Native peoples, at least now, and I'm sure the way I hear it is that the way the system is set up is that if you do something wrong, you're gonna pay for it. From now on, I'm sure here, what I hear is that if you do something wrong, we just don't look at you. We help you. We try to help you rather than banish you or go away with the keys away. That was how it was done traditionally. You know, you just don't look at the roads and say, "You're bad, get out of here." No, we try to fix it and try with traditional people to help them. And I think Julie, you're doing a great job and trying to go back to those traditional teachings and how to help our people. And I say help our people, but you know, there's nobody that I know that hasn't done anything wrong. We all messed up. I was in the Marine Corps. I've done some crazy stuff. I've been in jail and so forth. However, I always tell working when it wasn't from cities, it's not that. You don't know what white is unless you know what it is. You don't know what evil is unless you know what it is, what good is. The trick is to walk down that center and take the bad things that you did to teach other kids what not to do and other people what not to do. That your teachers don't experience to teach you. So it's really a positive encouragement rather than saying, "Oh, you're just bad, you did this." No. And I think that's will be the traditional food, at least from the things that I have seen. Again, thank you for inviting me.
Then, instead of asking, what's wrong with you, we ask, what's strong with you? And reminding us, what makes us resilient? What is it within us? What is it that our ancestors have that we can still use today that builds the resiliency that we have within us to believe in ourselves? Also, setting boundaries is one of the things that we need to continue to remember, not only as helpers and healers and family members of those that are active users. They will take and take and take if you continue to give and give and give until you're completely empty, and then try to drain even more from you. So we need to remember to set boundaries, but then also to love, to continue to love and encourage and inspire those ones that are still using, but set boundaries. Set boundaries so that you don't give and give and give, and your bucket, your spirit becomes empty. You need to learn to set boundaries, and it's healers and helpers. How do you continue to fill your own spirit? How do you continue to feed your own spirit? So with that, we'll go into lunch. I think it's been about. Okay, ready to suspend. Okay, we're gonna call upon Stampede to render us a appropriate song to take us into lunch, and leave it up to you guys how what the song you want.
We're gonna sing, our singer Stampede, are gonna sing a song in honor of, we go, crazy verses, our leader here. And this is a lot of his teachings. And he made us proud of who we are. So this is what we're honoring the song today, before we have it. All right, I think we're gonna have lunch, and then, Liz can do his presentation on Zoom right after that. We have good ones, out of learning. Understanding.